Continuing to pay tribute to longtime Congressman John Dingell.
It's been an emotional farewell so far for the dean, with the second of two funerals taking place tomorrow in Washington.
Our nation's capital was a second home to the political giant for decades, and tomorrow we will be saying a final goodbye during a service at Holy Trinity Catholic Church.
7 Action News anchor Carolyn Clifford is live there tonight with the preparations that are underway. Carolyn?
Yeah, so many preparations and so many people remembering the former congressman. You know, think about it. Over the last 12 months, we've lost Senator John McCain and former President George H.W. Bush. And now it's time for the nation to say goodbye to John Dingell. And it's going to happen tomorrow morning right here at Holy Trinity Catholic Church. This is a historic church, and it meant so much to both John and Debbie Dingell. Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Georgetown, with its beautiful stained glass windows from the 1700s, will be the place where the nation says goodbye to former Congressman John Dingell. With 40-plus years of marriage, he and Debbie have always been deeply rooted in the Catholic faith, both in D.C. and in Dearborn. It is amazing to think that today is John and Debbie's wedding anniversary. They were married right here in front of this altar 38 years ago. I sat down with his former and longest-serving chief of staff, Marta Robillard.
I like to say, if the world would be a very different and better place if everybody, every individual, knew the kind of unconditional love that he had for her and she for him.
When we arrived today, right out front sat the hearse with his flag-draped coffin and motorcade. Inside, last-minute details being discussed, like seating in the 225-year-old sanctuary. 650 people can be seated comfortably here in the sanctuary, but that number will likely rise tomorrow for the funeral. These pews you see here, certainly not the original, but part of the renovation that happened back in the 1970s. Former President Bill Clinton, former House Speaker John Boehner, and current House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer will speak at tomorrow's funeral. You think he'll do a great job tomorrow?
Oh, I think he'll do an amazing job. He's going to have to top Joe Biden, though. It's a tough act to follow.
But it's the Catholic faith that has helped the late congressman lead and will now carry Congresswoman Debbie Dingell and others in the House forward.
I'm going to miss him terribly. This town is going to miss him terribly. And the people back home are going to miss him terribly, because he was one of a kind.
He certainly was one of a kind, and he certainly will be missed, not just back home, not just in Michigan, but really across the nation and in the House, where his voice is truly going to be missed. His funeral will take place right here at Holy Trinity Catholic Church at 10 o'clock in the morning. He will be buried at Arlington National Cemetery on Friday, because we all know he was a World War II veteran, and boy, this nation is going to honor him like he truly, truly deserves. Guys, back to you in the studio.
Yeah, surely will be missed. Carolyn, thank you for the update there. We'll look forward to the coverage tomorrow as well.
Powerful voices behind that memorial for our powerhouse. Again, we will be streaming Congressman Dingell's Washington funeral service tomorrow on WXYZ.com and on our Channel 7 Facebook page. Coverage beginning at 10:30 a.m.
And as Carolyn mentioned, Dingell will be interred at Arlington National Cemetery on Friday morning. That's scheduled to happen at 9 o'clock.